Today in this video we are going to learn about the biphasic liquid dosage form, that is emulsions. An emulsion is a biphasic liquid preparation which mainly contains two immiscible phases, that is two immiscible liquids, one of which is dispersed as a minute globules into the other. The liquid which is converted into minute globules is called the dispersed phase, and the liquid in which the globules are dispersed is called the continuous phase. Normally, two immiscible liquids cannot be dispersed for a long time, as you know. So, an emulsifying agent is added to the system. It forms a film around the globules in order to scatter them indefinitely in the continuous phase so that a stable emulsion is formed. Okay, like that we have to form the stable emulsion. The globule size in the emulsion varies from 0.25 to 25 micrometer diameters. So emulsions having a large globule size are called coarse emulsions, while those having the globules of 5 micrometers are considered to be the fine emulsions. So the emulsions having a globule size as small as 10 nanometers are known as microemulsions. These emulsions are generally milky and transparent. Okay, so the whiteness of the emulsion is due to mainly the reflection and refraction at the many interfaces. If the two phases have the same refractive index, a transparent emulsion is produced. Okay, so this is all about the introduction to the emulsions. So let us see some advantages of the emulsion preparations. So medicines having an unpleasant taste and odor can be made more palatable for oral administration in the form of an emulsion. Example, castor oil, cod liver oil, etc. And the second advantage is emulsions provide a protection against drugs which are prone to oxidation or hydrolysis. Various external preparations such as creams, lotions, foams, aerosols are formulated in the emulsions. The sterile, stable intravenous emulsions containing fats, carbohydrates, and vitamins can be administered to the patient who are unable to take them orally. At the same time, emulsions improves the absorption of oils when taken internally. And nowadays, radio opaque emulsions are used as a diagnostic agents in X-ray examinations. So all these are all the various advantages of the emulsions. Let us see the types of the emulsions. So the emulsions are mainly of two types. First one is oil in water type and water in oil type. So in oil in water type emulsion, the oil is in the dispersed phase whereas the water is in the continuous phase. So the O by W type emulsions are preferred for internal use only. In these emulsions, gum acacia, tragacanth, methyl cellulose, saponin, synthetic substances and soaps formed from the monovalent bases like sodium, potassium and ammonia are used as a emulsifying agents. Okay, here the monovalent bases are used here. Whereas in case of water in oil type emulsions, the water is in the dispersed phase whereas oil is in the continuous phase here. Okay, so the wool fat, resins, beeswax and soaps from the divalent bases like calcium, magnesium and zinc are used as a emulsifying agents. So the W by O type emulsions are mainly used here for externally as a lotions or creams. Okay, so these are all the various types of emulsions. So let us see some identification tests for the type of emulsions. So there are so many tests in order to identify the phases of the emulsions here, like dilution test, dye test, conductivity test, fluorescent test, like that. So we will see one by one clearly. First start with the dilution test. So the emulsion is diluted with water. In case the emulsion remains the stable after its dilution, it is O by W type emulsion. So the W by O type emulsion breaks on dilution with water but remains stable when diluted with oil. Okay, so by simply diluting the emulsion we can identify the phases of the emulsion here. And next type of test is the dye test. Here the scarlet red dye is used for to conduct this test. The scarlet red dye is mixed with the emulsion. Place a drop of the emulsion on the microscopic slide and cover it with a cover slip and examine it under a microscope. So, if the dispersed globules appear red and the ground colorless, and if the background is in colorless state, so the emulsion is said to be O by W1. Okay, and the reverse condition occurs in the W by O type emulsion. Okay, so the dispersed globules appear colorless in the red background. Okay, so this is about the dye test. And next one is the conductivity test. So as you all know that water is a good conductor of electricity, so whereas oil is a non-conductor of electricity. So the conductivity test can be performed by dipping a pair of electrodes connected through a low voltage bulb in the emulsion. So what will happen if the bulb glows on passing the electrical current? So the emulsion is said to be O by W type because water is in the continuous phase here. Okay, in case the bulb doesn't glows, so the emulsion is said to be W by O type because oil is in the continuous phase here. So this is about the conductivity test, and the next one is the fluorescent test. Certain fixed oils possesses the physical property of fluorescing in presence of ultraviolet radiation. On microscopic observing of the emulsion under the ultraviolet radiation, the whole field fluorescence indicates that oil is present in the continuous phase. That indicates that the type of emulsion is W by O type, and the droplet fluorescence indicates that oil is present in the dispersed phase. So as a result, the emulsion type will be O by W type emulsion. Classification of emulsions. There are various methods for the classification of the emulsions. However, from the dispensing point of the view and its mode of administration, emulsions can be classified as follows. So, classification of the emulsions in accordance to the type of emulsifying agent used in the preparation of an emulsion, and another type of classification is classification of emulsions in accordance to their mode of administration. So, we will see both the classifications here. And first one is the classification according to the type of emulsifying agent here. In this, various types are there. What are their means? Emulsions containing natural gums, example gum acacia, tragacanth, nucellus of Irish moss. And emulsions containing gum substitutes, example cellulose and its derivatives and salts of alginic acids. Emulsions containing various soaps, emulsions containing saponins, emulsions containing starch, emulsions containing natural waxes, example wool fat and beeswax, emulsions containing synthetic waxes, example emulsifying waxes and cat macrogol emulsifying agents. Emulsions containing other emulsifying agents such as pectins, yolk yolk, gelatin and destins. Okay, so all these are all the various types of emulsions here. And second type of classification is according to the mode of administration. So in these various types are there. So emulsions for the oral administration, first one, that is these are usually O by W type of emulsions and are used to administer oils having a medicinal value, example castor oil, olive oil, almond oil, cod liver oil and liquid paraffins. And next one is the emulsions for external use. So these may be either O by W type or W by O type. However, O by W type emulsions are preferred over W by O type emulsions here. And the third one is the emulsions for the parenteral use. So these are used to administer fat soluble vitamins such as A, D, E and oil soluble hormones, because their administration in this form is very rapid here. And fourth one is the emulsions for the rectal use. So these are used in the form of enemas for the evacuation of the bowels. So starch mucilage is generally used in the preparation of the enemas here. So this is all about the classification of the emulsions. And next one is the formulation of the emulsions. So the key ingredients used in the formulation of the emulsions are the emulsifying agents obviously, and some preservatives, antioxidants and flavors are needed to incorporate in the formulation of the emulsions. We will see one by one clearly. First start with the emulsifying agent. So the emulsifying agents reduces the interfacial tension between the two phases, that is the oil phase and the aqueous phase, and thus make them miscible with each other and form in a stable emulsion. So that is a key role of the emulsifying agent here. So the emulsifying agents are also known as emulsions or emulsifiers. So there are large number of emulsifying agents which are available to prepare the stable emulsion here. But it is very difficult to select a proper emulsifying agent for the development of the stable emulsion. Okay, so no single emulsifying agent possesses all the properties required for the preparation of the stable emulsion here. So therefore sometimes it becomes necessary to use two or more than two emulsifying agents instead of one to prepare in a stable emulsion here. So Griffin devised a useful method for the calculating the balanced mixture of the emulsifying agents to provide in a particular type of emulsion here. So it is called the hydrophilic lipophilic balance or HLB method. Okay, so every emulsifying agent is given a number on the HLB scale here, so which is divided into 18 units. Emulsions with a higher number, that is from 8 to 18, indicates the hydrophilic properties and produces a O by W type emulsion here. So emulsions with a lower number, that is from 3 to 6, represents the lipophilic properties and produces W by O type emulsion here. So the following table indicates the HLB values and applications of the emulsifying agents here. So this is the table, that is the HLB values of the emulsifying agents along with their applications. Okay, and the first emulsifying agent is the acacia here. It has an HLB value of 8 and it forms an O by W type emulsion. And next one is the glyceryl monostearate having HLB value of 3.8 and emulsifying agent W by O. Sorbitol monostearate 4.7 and emulsifying agent W by O. Polysorbate 20, 60, 80. For this also HLB values are like this, and application is used as a solubilizing agent or detergents. Okay, and another type of emulsifying agents is sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium oleate, tragacanth, triethanolamine oleate. So all these are all the various emulsifying agents used for the preparation, along with their HLB values are given in this table here. And an ideal emulsifying agent should possess some properties like it should be capable of reducing the interfacial tension between the two immiscible phases, that is the main property required for the emulsifying agent, and it should be compatible with other ingredients of the preparation, and it should be non-toxic, and it should be capable of produce and maintain the required consistency of the emulsion here, and it should be chemically stable. It should be capable of keeping the globules of the dispersion liquid distributed indefinitely throughout the dispersion medium here. And classification of the emulsifying agent. The emulsifying agents are mainly classified into so many categories here, like natural, semi-synthetic, polysaccharides, synthetic, inorganic and alcohols. So we will see one by one clearly. Classification of the emulsifying agent. First one is the natural emulsifying agents from vegetable sources. So these are the carbohydrates which includes gums and mucilaginous substances. They are anionic in nature and produce O by W type emulsion. So the emulsions prepared from these emulsifying agents need a suitable preservatives to preserve them, because the carbohydrates acts as a medium for the bacterial growth. So the following are some of the emulsifying agents belonging to this class, like acacia, tragacanth, agar, pectin, starch and Irish moss. First one is the acacia. So acacia is considered to be the best emulsifying agent for the extemporaneous preparations of the emulsions for internal use. So emulsions prepared with gum acacia are attractive in appearance, quite palatable, relatively stable over a wide range of pH from 2 to 10, and the emulsions prepared with a gum acacia usually have a low viscosity. Therefore creaming takes place quite rapidly here. In order to make a stable emulsion, the other emulsifying agents such as tragacanth, agar, pectin are also used along with gum acacia, which increases the viscosity of the dispersion media here. So the gum acacia is used in the following ratio for preparing the emulsions from various types of oils, like fixed oils, volatile oils, and mineral oil. So in case of fixed oils, the oil is to gum ratio is 4 is to 1. For volatile oils, oil is to gum ratio is 2 is to 1, and for mineral oils it is 3 is to 1. So remember this table. It is very useful for to make emulsion in a practical way. And next one is the tragacanth. Tragacanth alone is rarely used as emulsifying agent because it produces a very coarse and a thick emulsion. So the appearance and the stability of the emulsion can be improved by passing the emulsion through a homogenizer. So a stable emulsion can be produced if tragacanth is used along with gum acacia as an emulsifying agent. Okay. And next one is the agar. It is not a good emulsifying agent as it forms a very coarse and a viscous emulsion. So it is used as emulsifying agent by preparing 2% mucilage by dissolving in boiling water and cool to 45 degrees centigrade. And next one is the pectin. So it is used as emulsifying agent by preparing 1% mucilage in water. So it is incompatible with alkalis, strong alcohols, tannic acid, and salicylic acid. Starch. So starch mucilage is rarely used because it forms a very coarse emulsion. It is generally used to prepare enemas. Irish moss. This is also called as chondrus. So it is used as a thickening agent. It is used along with the acacia for the emulsification of the cod liver oil and to mask the unpleasant odor and taste of the oil. So its 3% solution is used to emulsifying and equal volumes of the oil here. So remember all the percentages for all these emulsifying agents. Okay. And next one is the natural emulsifying agents from the animal sources. For these examples are the wool fat and yolk. Gelatin also. So wool fat. So it is generally used in the emulsions which are made for the external use. It produces OPW type emulsions and can be absorbed about 50% of water here. And egg yolk. It is used mainly in the extemporaneous preparations for the internal use because it gets spoiled during transportation. So the emulsions prepared with egg yolk requires proper preservation and storage in a refrigerator. It is used as emulsifying agent in the concentration of 12 to 15% here. Gelatin. It is used in the concentration of 1% as emulsifying agent. It is mainly used for the emulsification of the liquid paraffin. Emulsions prepared with the gelatin is quite white and having an agreeable taste, but it needs a proper preservation because emulsions are prone to bacterial growth here. And next one is the semi-synthetic polysaccharides. For this example is methyl cellulose and sodium carboxymethyl cellulose. First one, methyl cellulose. It is a synthetic derivative of the cellulose. It is widely used as a suspending agent, thickening and emulsifying agent in the concentration of 2%. It is commonly used for the emulsification of the minerals and vegetable oils but gets prepared in the presence of a large amount of electrolytes here. And next one is the sodium carboxymethyl cellulose, that is SCMC. It is used as a emulsion stabilizer in the concentration of 0.5 to 1%. It is soluble in both cold and hot water. The next type of emulsifying agent is the synthetic ones. For this example is anionic, cationic and non-ionic derivatives. So the anionic, cationic and non-ionic surface active agents are used as emulsifying agents here. First one is the anionic one. So various alkali soaps, metallic soaps, sulfated alcohols and sulfonates are used as an anionic emulsifying agents here. The soap emulsions are used for the external applications. Sodium lauryl sulfate is commonly used as emulsifying agent among the sulfated alcohols. It produces O by W type of emulsion. The next one is the cationic surface active agents. The quaternary ammonium compounds such as benzalkonium chloride, benzanthonium chloride, citramide are used as a cationic emulsifying agents. Cationic surface active agents bear positive charges on them, so they are mainly used in the preparations meant for the external use such as skin lotions and creams. And third one is the non-ionic. So the glyceryl esters such as glyceryl monostearate, sorbitane fatty acids, esters such as sorbitol monopalmitate are commonly used as a non-ionic surface active agents here, and they are widely used in the preparation of the pharmaceutical emulsions because emulsions prepared with non-ionic surface active agents remain stable over a wide range of pH changes here. And the next type of emulsifying agent is the inorganic emulsifying agents. Several inorganic substances such as milk of magnesia in concentration of 10 to 20% and magnesium oxide in the concentration of 5 to 10% and the magnesium aluminum silicate are used to prepare the coarse O by W type emulsions here. So bentonite is used to prepare the O by W type or W by O type emulsions. When the bentonite is used to prepare the O by W type emulsions, the oil is added to the suspension of the bentonite here. So whereas when it is used to prepare the W by O type of emulsions, the oil is placed in the container and then bentonite suspension is added to the oil phase with the rapid stirring here. Okay, and next one is the alcohols like carbowaxes, cholesterol and lecithins. Okay, first one is the carbowaxes. So they are mainly used in the preparation of the ointments and the creams here. Carbowaxes having a molecular weight between 200 to 700 are viscous, light colored, hygroscopic liquids. So whereas carbowaxes with a molecular weight 1000 and above are the wax like solids. So a product of a desired consistency can be prepared by using a right type of a carbowaxes or a mixture of carbowaxes here. So next one is the cholesterol. In this category, cetyl alcohol, stearyl alcohols, cholesterols and glyceryl monostearates are used to stabilize the emulsion. So they are used only with some other emulsifying agents also. And next one is the lecithins. Lecithins, which forms a W by O type emulsion, is rarely used as emulsifying agent because it darkens in color when exposed to light and gets easily oxidized. Preservation of emulsions. Emulsions which are prepared by using emulsifying agents such as carbohydrates, proteins, sterols and non-ionic surfactants may lead to some growth of bacteria, fungi and molds in the presence of water. So the contamination of the emulsion by these microorganisms may cause some unpleasant odor and taste and discoloration to the preparation. So due to breakdown of emulsifying agent, changes occurs in the consistency of an emulsion which may lead to cracking of the emulsion. The contamination of an emulsion may occur due to any one of the following reasons like the equipments used in the preparation of the emulsions carelessly cleaned by using contaminated natural emulsifying agents such as gums, starches, clays. The ratio of the oil and the water is not proper. So by using not properly stored deionized and purified water and the pH of the preparation. So all these may create some contamination to the preparation. And the following steps can minimize the above factors and helps to maintain a stable emulsion like use thoroughly cleaned equipment, use ingredients of standard quality, maintain the prescribed ratio of oil, water and gum while preparing the emulsion. Use freshly boiled and cool water to destroy the microorganisms. Use containers and closures of good quality. The closures should fit well on the container. Maintain the prescribed pH of the emulsion. Okay. In order to preserve a emulsion properly, it is described that along with maintaining above such precautions to avoid contamination, a suitable preservative is also included in the formulation of the emulsions like benzoic acid, methyl parabens, propyl parabens, chlorocresol, citramide, phenyl mercuric nitrates are some of the commonly used preservatives used in the emulsions. Here for all these preservatives, the percentage of the uses is given in the monographs of the IP. According to the IP, we can maintain the concentration ratio of these preservatives like that. So, during storage of the emulsions, the fats like obtained from the vegetables and some animal sources and emulsifying agents such as wool fat, wool alcohol undergoes oxidation by atmospheric oxygen. So, this can be avoided by using an antioxidant such as tocopherol, gallic acid, propyl galates, ascorbic acid. Sometimes oxidation occurs due to the enzymes produced by the microorganisms also. So such problems should be prevented by adding in a suitable antimicrobial preservatives. And next type of ingredient is the flavors. Vanillin is a good flavoring agent for the liquid paraffin emulsions. Benzaldehyde is generally used as a good flavoring agent for the cod liver oil emulsions. And a combination of a flavoring and a sweetening agents provide a greater palatability to the emulsions here. So this is about the formulation of the emulsion. In the next session, we are going to learn about the preparation of the emulsions. In this, we are going to learn about the dry gum method, wet gum method, bottle method like that. And along with that, some other methods like hand homogenizer, silver sand mixer homogenizers, and stability of the emulsion. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos.